Look at her climbing right now.
Oh boy, down she comes.
Megan, you're doing pretty well this morning.
Yeah, it's quite a workout, Mark and Tracy. I am here at Ascend Erie, learning all about the new gym and that Go Play Day this weekend. Good morning. Well, Mark, Tracy, there might not be snow on the ground, but there's plenty of winter festivities here in Perry Square. As you can see, I'm sitting on an ice sculpture. There are over 60 different sculptures here in downtown this weekend, but that's not all. They have tons of winter fun. They're going to have fire dancers, the last weekend of the ice skating rink here in Perry Square, and of course those ice sculptures. I got to get a sneak peek at what those local Super Bowl commercials will look like, and I did make a friend. She was sad she didn't get to be on TV this year in Yaples commercial, so I told her I'd come back this morning and give her a chance at the spotlight while we talk about what to expect when it comes to the Super Bowl. Good morning, Mark, Tracy. We've been here now for a little over an hour, and check this out. We have not moved. We're at exit 18 here, and it is still a standstill. We spoke to PennDOT this morning to figure out just what is going on here. Why are we still stopped? And they told us that there was an accident at about 1:30 this morning that they have cleared. Currently, they're trying to get the drivers back awake. As AJ's been telling us, it is a chilly start this morning, so I wanted to find some snow. And look, I found some here at Mount Pleasant. Check it out. The snowmaking is currently underway. It is dark and early here at Perry Square. It is 6 a.m., but we have several Erie News Now crew members already hanging up coats. And of course, I have our Community Affairs Coordinator, Pam Forsyth, here to tell us everything we need to know about today and tomorrow's coat drive. Try to start making our way out of this corn maze. We've been out here all morning long, Tracy, and we will continue to hopefully not get lost. We have a bunch of lights, and we are prepared here at Wood Nickel. From Edinboro, Megan Solensky, Erie News Now. Not think of Thai food as breakfast food, but this morning here on Erie News Now Sunrise we do. I have Mike here with me from Like My Thai. Can you tell us a little bit about this dish, Mike? What are we looking at this morning, and what can people expect if they come on this tour?
Right, so this is a really easy vegan dish.
Pickleball racket here, and I also have Elena Arnold, who is the president of Erie's Pickleball Association, and she's going to give us a about 2-minute crash course while I go give it a try. Elena?
All right, so Megan's been on the courts all morning, and we're going to have Andre serve it up to her. So when you serve in pickleball, you always go cross court. So you stand behind the baseline. Your serve has to bounce once. Now Megan's return has to bounce once.
So I have a quite different look than when I checked in with you guys last half hour, but let's get a progress report from our makeup artist, Caleb Lewis here. Caleb, what are you doing to my face right now?
Yeah, so right now I'm laying down a prosthetic, basically giving you a second skin, so it's transforming your face. So this is just the first step in the many steps that it takes to transform you into a character.
Megan Solensky joins us live with the exclusive story of an Erie native whose education took him to Israel just days before these Hamas attacks. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning, Mark, Tracy. For many of us here in Erie, this might seem like it's happening a whole world away. But for Alex Wells, he actually stepped foot in Israel just days before the attacks. Alex Wells is enrolled as a student at the University of Haifa. He left Erie, Pennsylvania, and arrived at Tel Aviv on Friday, October 7th.
So that whole day was fairly normal. It's beautiful. I'm in northern Israel. The views are stunning.
Around 6:30 a.m. on Saturday, sirens began as rockets were fired towards southern and central Israel.
It didn't take me by surprise that there was attack. What took me by surprise was the magnitude of it.
As of this morning, Wells is currently in Haifa, which is about 60 miles north of Saturday's attacks. He tells us that he is safe, but he can see the toll these surprise attacks have taken on Israeli citizens.
People are not panicking in Haifa and in Israel as a whole. Certainly, you can see the toll that the surprise attack and the magnitude of it has taken on the people. It's very tense here, and you can see the unprecedented nature of the attack on the faces of these people.
The people of Israel are aware and alert.
Many stores are closed down. The streets are not nearly as busy. We went to a restaurant last night, and they said on a night like this, we would have a line out the door. Now nobody's out.
In Haifa, residents attempt life as normal as the war rages on.
Haifa is still running. People are out walking their pets in the morning. You see people on benches talking. Not many laughs. You don't see many laughs or cheerfulness, but they're trying to go on with some semblance of normalcy.
Wells tells us that he cannot share much about his return to the United States at this time, but he says he is trying to come home, and he says he is safe, and he's working to get back soon.
Megan Solensky has learned a bit more about them. The Bicentennial Tower is illuminated in blue and green. Those are the colors that represent eating disorder recovery, and that's where we find Megan this morning. Hi, Megan.
Hi, Mark, Tracy. This week being Eating Disorder Awareness Week is giving those advocates a chance to bring awareness to eating disorders. And I spoke with one girl from right here in Erie that shared her story with me.
I just want to say that it is National Eating Disorder Awareness Week. And given my history and my past recovery, I just wanted to send this message to you.
Meet Susie Hosterman, an artist, musician, and eating disorder advocate. Hosterman first started battling with anorexia at the age of 13.
You deserve better. I can be better. Wish it were true.
I felt really alone. And even though I had friends, it felt like I didn't quite belong.
In college, her eating disorder resurfaced, and she spent extensive time in and out of the hospital. Hosterman tells us that this time was tough, and she felt misunderstood by those treating her.
I thought that tough love was the way to go, or to shame you out of certain behaviors, and that didn't work. That wasn't helpful.
Over time, she went through rehab. She is now 35, married, and has kids of her own. She hopes that by sharing her story, it will inspire those struggling to reach out for help.
I talked to my mom the other day, and I mentioned that I was going to be interviewed about my eating disorder recovery process. And I told her on the phone, I'm like, could you have ever imagined back a decade ago when we were in the thick of it, sorry, I'm royal, but that I would still be here and I'd be able to talk about this, because it was really bad. She was calling out for me and just begging me to eat and to live. I am so grateful to be here at 35. I never could have imagined this life.
In you.
I asked Hosterman, what would you say to your younger self now? And she told me she wouldn't say anything. She would just give herself a hug. And this week, with the Bicentennial being lit green and blue for Eating Disorder Awareness Week, she hopes that her story and signs like this tower will help others to reach out and get the help that they need. From Dobbins Landing, Megan Solensky, Erie News Now. Trap shooting. When athletes shoot clay pigeons released by a spring trap. The sport has grown exponentially in popularity. Fort LaBeouf's head coach Steven Schallenberger tells us the sport attracts many different students and allows for everyone to be a part of a team.
It is an all-inclusive sport. Every kid competes, 50 birds. It's not the best are out there on the field, the rest are sitting on a bench. Everybody's shooting, everybody's having fun, everybody's a part of the team.
At Fort LaBeouf, interest has grown each season. Now they are two-time state champions and have over 50 kids registered. I found that the sport took patience and discipline. Participants like Caitlin Riley are proud to see the growth of this sport, especially among women.
Because I know when I started, there were a lot less females in this sport than what there is now, so it's great to see that growth.